Welcome back to Fab Automotive Detailing. You guys, in this video, we're going to try to figure out why my Adams Polish's Swirl Killer Mini is leaking. As you can see, it's leaking there. I actually got fluid up here and around on this side right here and all the way around here. Now, this is a machine that I've had for a long time, several years. I only used it a few times. And then I had another 3-inch polisher that was sent to me from another company, and I kind of put this one down. I never really used it. So I reused it maybe 5 or 6 times. That's it. It's been sitting in the box ever since. So we're going to try to figure out. I went to use this the other day, saw that, and I was like, okay, that's not good. We're going to try to figure out why it's leaking. So let's do it. So the other day I went to use this machine because I took it to my wife's work. Because of my wife's work, I do some detailing for them. It's a John Deere dealership, and when they need some stuff done, 3-inch polishers come in handy. And I didn't use this machine a whole lot, so I was like, you know what? I took it to her work, leave it there. So when I need to do some polishing up there, and I haven't actually ever gotten it out, and it's been up there for over a year. Until the other day, I had to do a little riding lawnmower that had scuffs and scratches all over. It's brand new, so I had to go fix it for him. And I got this out of the box, and I was like, what in the world? It's wet. And you guys can probably see all the dust and stuff on this box. It doesn't get used. But what I noticed also on the box, where it's been sitting, has been wet. So it started leaking while it was just sitting. You can actually see where it's wet here on the box. So I'm very curious as to what is causing that to leak. They do sell this polisher still on their website. I checked, because if they didn't sell it still, I wasn't even going to make this video. But since they still sell it, I wanted to make this. So in case yours is doing this, you can fix it. Inside the owner's manual comes with your wrench and brushes. We're going to need this wrench for the video. We're going to take it apart, try to figure out what's leaking. Is the grease just too thin and it's getting past a seal? Maybe it doesn't have a seal. I don't know. We're basically going to tear this thing down, try to figure out what's leaking. We'll go ahead and take the old grease out, put the new grease in, and hopefully the machine will be good to go from there. Okay, so one thing I have liked about this machine, since my wife got this for me for Father's Day one year, is actually how I got it, is it does have a 25-foot cord. But one thing I just found, because I was trying to, I'm going to tell them how long the cord is. So I was looking inside the box, and it says it's got a 25-foot detachable cord. This is not detachable. This is a fixed cord. That is not detachable like the new ones, but just want to kind of throw it out there. So let me go ahead and get this backing plate off of here, which is pretty simple to do. Take your wrench and you're good to go. So our counterbalance, it looks to me, well, let's just take the outer shell off first, or the head. This bolt is soaked. Let me go ahead and get a napkin put down right here. Two things I want to tell you guys. Please excuse my squeaky stool. I have oiled this thing many times and I can't get it to be quiet. The other thing is my dog. I just got over what may have been COVID. I'm not sure. And apparently my dog got it, and she is sneezing like crazy. So you may hear her in the background sneezing. But I didn't want to leave her. I didn't want to take her inside and put her in a cage just because I'm making a video. So that's what if you hear it, you may hear that. So yeah, this thing, it's so weird. I wouldn't think there can't be gear oil in this. I mean, gear oil would be what you'd want if you can find a way to seal. Yeah, see. You guys can see all that shiny right there. And then all the oil right there. I mean, it's almost like there's an oil in here. I've never had an Adams machine apart, so we're going to all learn together. I'm going to get a towel. So let's go ahead and wipe this down. Go ahead and wipe these down. May have to use brake clean on these. They'll be all right. I don't like to use brake clean on plastic if I don't have to. So I'm guessing this is how I'm going to get the counterbalance off. I'm just guessing here. Yep, it locks into place. Okay, so let's see. Let me get off this squeaky stool. Let me see if there. Okay, so I can get this outer shell off. Okay, let me get a Phillips head. So I don't know if you guys can see inside. It's really hard for me to show you. Right at the very top, the 12 o'clock position, there's a Phillips head. That's what we got to take off of there. We got a couple of them. Just got to move your weight. around, because then we should be able to, you shouldn't have to take these little Torx out is what I'm trying to get at. Get some mechanical fingers in there, hopefully. Maybe not, maybe two. There we go. There's one. Let's see how many are there. So we got, looks like we're gonna have 4 of them. I know I'm right in your guys' way. Apologize for that. These snap-on screwdrivers are magnetic on the end, which is really nice. All right, so there's all 4 screws. So this should come out now, I would think. I'm learning just like you guys by just doing this. I've never had one of these apart. Most machines pretty much come apart the same, for the most part, not always though. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like to me the counterbalance is gonna have to come out first, but I don't know how I'm supposed to put my hand down there and do it. So this is basically gonna stop the counterbalance. I call it the counterbalance. I'm not sure if that's actually what it's called, but okay, we may have to, I didn't want to take that weight off because these screws are tiny. They're actually Allen's. I think I said Torx earlier. If I can find a way to get this off without taking that, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I just don't see a way. Looks like I'm going to have to. Okay, I'm guessing it's a 2.5 because it's pretty small. It's a 2.5. Lock it in place. We should be able to break these free. Oh man. Oh, it did not do it. Oh, that's funny. I got that free enough just by using the Allen. I was able to get that free. So that shouldn't have actually happened like that, but it did. So we'll go with it. I'm gonna have a hard time putting that back on now, but it wasn't all that tight. I just couldn't get my hand down there to get a very good grip on it. So looking at it here, looks like we've got a little bit of wetness right here. And over here on this side right here, all along there. I don't see anything coming out where this bearing's at. So let's take these out. I'm gonna get some power. My Ryobi tool that everybody likes to, oh, Ryobi's terrible, man. I ain't never had no problems on any of my Ryobi, whatever you want to call it. They have been nothing but fantastic for me. But I don't use them daily as a professional. You know, I'm not a construction worker or a home builder or whatever. They may be junk for that, I don't know. But I got a friend that uses them. He's a handyman and he does a lot of construction work and he swears by them. Anytime somebody sees Ryobi, it triggers people. I don't understand it. Okay, so inside of that ring is absolutely soaked. You guys, yeah, you can definitely see that. That is really, really wet. There we go. Just in case there's an O-ring, I don't want to jam this down in there. And there is an O-ring, so I don't know what happened here. Yeah, look. There's no grease on that gear at all. And there's absolutely none on this. Nothing. There's absolutely no grease on that. You know, I've had people tell me that I need to be using NLGI 1 because I've made videos on how to do this before, and I always use NLGI 2, my AMSOIL stuff. And they tell me, you're stupid, you're an idiot, that's going to fail, blah, blah, blah. You have to use an NLGI 1 so that it stays a little bit thinner. Well, that's probably what this grease is, and guess what? It's not doing crap. It's not doing anything. It's completely dry, and it's leaking out because it's thin. So I have had nothing but good things for my machines that I put the AMSOIL NLGI 2 in. I think that's what's called NLGI 2. number 2 grease. How about that? I've had nothing but no problems with them at all. So looks like to me there is an O-ring, but I don't really see any. That's that black piece. I don't see anything wrong with it, and I really don't want to take that O-ring off. There's not one in the package, but I don't see it. My dog is dying to go back inside, you guys. I may have to take her back in a minute. I don't see anything wrong with it. The one thing getting grease on this whole entire thing is that bearing, which that's not a bad thing, but there's nothing on the gears at all. So if you buy one of these Adams Polishes machines, now like I said, I've had mine for probably 6 or 7 years because it's at my old house. I lived here now for 5. If you get one of these polishers, because they still sell them, change your grease out because this is what it's going to look like. But let me take my dog inside. So I buy these cotton swabs. You can get these at like Home Depot. Well, you can probably, but Harbor Freight, I think like $5-6 for this huge package. And these are great for when you're replacing grease because you can get the big sizes like this. You get down in there and you can get all that junk grease out. Let me move this over. You just need to take it all out. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go outside with some brake clean the gear off, clean that O-ring off, clean that out the best that I can. I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, so as you guys can see, these are all nice and well started to look clean anyways, but I got most of the grease out of those around there. I can see the O-ring now. It's a pretty crappy O-ring, but I don't have anything this size, so I mean, hopefully it doesn't leak once I put it back together. And then I got all the grease out of the inside there. I normally don't like to use brake clean on polishers unless they're torn completely apart. And the reason why is brake clean is really hard on these plastics. It'll actually degrade it over time. Because I had people say, why don't you use brake clean in a couple of videos I've done? That's the reason why. Well, I decided to go ahead and do it in this video just because to show you guys that it can be done too. You can use brake clean, but just make sure you kind of protect it. But you can see spots from the brake clean, right? Because brake clean can hurt plastic over time if it's not a really high quality plastic. So that's one of the reasons I don't like to do it. But okay, so now we're going to use grease. This is AMSOIL grease. AMSOIL, I'm an AMSOIL dealer. I love AMSOIL. I've been using them for, I can't even tell you how long I've been using AMSOIL. Very, very long time. But pretty simple when you go and do this. And I've had people tell me that I use too much grease, but you know what? I've never, ever had an issue. Am I out of grease? I'm out of grease. I gotta get a new tube. Man, I wasn't completely out of grease, see that? So we're gonna actually use this because there is some little bit left over. No point in throwing that away. I'm just gonna put it down into these teeth. This would be the ring gear, basically. Just think of it like a rear end on a car. So I'm just gonna kind of slide it down in there. Push it on the gear. Got a whole bunch of it. I like to use more grease than most people. We're gonna put it back together. So all we're gonna do is make these surfaces back together. Looks to me like this can go any direction. Doesn't look like it matters. Main thing is getting it seated down in there all the way. Like that to where it is. You cannot see the O-ring, basically. This side, you see how you can a little bit. Push it down so you can't see it. I went ahead and I wiped that down. When you put something like this in, crisscross. Okay, you do not want to go crazy on those. Those are very fine threads. Just get them tight, good and snug. You'll be fine. Now at this point, normally I'd continue putting it together. But what I want to do, I want to turn this thing on and I want to see if we start getting grease coming out. Our speed one. Not seeing anything. Now, once again, though, it's not a temperature, right? So this head's going to get hot. as you're using it. But it's not up to temperature. But I don't see anything, so there's no point in continuing to run it. For now, I'm happy with that. It's nice and smooth. It sounds way better. Okay, let's see if I can. The problem is getting your hand in there. Let's see. And you can't spin this because this spins independently. That's why when the machine's shut off, the pad continues to rotate, but the machine's off. That's why. You know what? I bet they have a tool. You see right there and right there. In fact, I might have the exact tool that I need. Wouldn't that be nice? I doubt it. Of course it won't fit down in there. I got this thing loose enough that I should be able to open it. I bought this thing at Harbor Freight a long time ago. I don't remember what I bought it for. But whatever it was I bought it for, it didn't work. I remember that. Oh man, this might work. If I can catch. Oh man. Please work. Oh, it did. Oh yeah. Okay. Whew. Now I'm gonna make sure one more time. That's the way I am. I always double check my work. But that's tight. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay. So I bought this at Harbor Freight. So if you have this machine, I think this is like $8 or something like that. It's really cheap. It just has the teeth right there, and you can change it to the width that you need. What do they call these? Spanner inches? I don't remember what they're called, but anyways. Wow, that just came in handy. Here, I bought that and thought I'd never use it. All we got left now, we got to put our vacuum plate back on. That's what the wrench is for. That comes with the polisher. You're going to stick it on there. Now, I do have this thing plugged in. Make sure it's unplugged when you do it, just in case. And then hold it. Doesn't have to be terribly tight, but make sure it's not too loose that it comes off. Now, you're good. Good to go. Well, there you have it. Now we are nice and dry all the way around. It's very, very smooth in the hand. Now, this machine wasn't bad to begin with. Now, I will give them credit on that. It's actually a very smooth machine, and it has a nice 12 millimeter throw. A lot of these smaller machines have like an 8 millimeter, 9 millimeter throw. So this has a 12 millimeter throw, which is great, and a 25-foot cord, which is another great thing about this polisher. But the main thing to remember when you're doing a polisher, if you're taking it apart, the threads on the bolts are very fine thread. They're very small bolts, very fine thread. If you go and you crank on those, you are going to strip it, and then your machine's not any good because you're not going to be able to fix those little tiny threads inside the machine very easily, I should say. Getting a thread insert is probably impossible for that small of a bolt, I'm not sure. But just take your time. Don't over tighten your bolts. Just make sure they're snug. That's the main thing. Make sure this is on here good, and make sure you can get the counterbalance and weight on there nice and snug, and you should have no problems at all. Hopefully this video helps somebody if they have this machine like, man, mine's been leaking. Because when I got to the shop, I needed to use it right then. So when I got done, I had oil all over my hands. It was like splattering out of there. It was really bad. But now we got a good high quality grease inside here. If you're not already a customer of AMSOIL and have a representative like myself, I'd love to have you as my customer. You cannot go wrong with any of their products, especially their greases. The greases are fantastic. I'll leave a link in the description of the video where it's going to take you to my website. And then just click on my website basically anywhere, and it's going to take you to AMSOIL's main website. And at that point, you're my customer. Whatever you order, at that point, you're my customer, basically for life if you buy AMSOIL products. Very good products. But yeah, super simple. Came apart nice and easy. And this hopefully, this machine will be good to go for a long time. So thank you guys so much for watching this video and checking it out. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Join the Fat Family. We'd love to have you. We'll see you in the next video.